After a brief hiatus, we are back. Welcome to Views by Misspent Summers, the audio zine that sticks a load of audio clips together with the aim of providing unique insight into the racing action and excitement from mountain bike events around the world. For this episode, our friend Sven Martin, the sharp snapper, was out in Austria speaking to some of the world's fastest downhill racers at the Leogang World Cup, the second round of the 2023 UCI Mountain Bike World Series Downhill World Cup, UCI, MTB, WSDH, WC for short, I think. Leogang's infamous track set the stage for one of the most memorable downhill World Cup finals in recent times. Here's a quick run through the top 5 finals results from the Leogang Downhill World Cup. For the men, it was Andreas Kolb, Loic Bruni, Jackson Goldstone, Iles, Luca Shaw. For the women, it was Vali Höll, Camille Balanche, Rachel Atherton, Monika Hrastnik, Phoebe Gale. Junior men, it was Leah Abella, Bodie Kuhn, Daniel Castellanos, Liberal, Henry Kiefer, Rafael Pelletier. In the junior women, it was Lisa Bilardo, Amy Kenyon, Riley Miller, Valentina Roa Sanchez and Vanessa Pedrovska. With the scene set, let's pass the mic over to Sven, who speaks with an overjoyed Vali Höll, who finally managed to secure what had been an elusive home win until this weekend. It was an amazing performance for Höll, winning qualifying semi-finals and then going on to win finals by over 4 seconds. Here's Sven with Vali.
Vali, I'm not even saying anything. Finally, a win at home, weights off the shoulders.
Yeah,
Tell me, what am I trying to say? What felt better, today or World Champs?
Well, honestly, World Champs,
Okay.
but today was pretty amazing as well. Like, there wasn't much pressure because I think Lenzheide was really bad.
Yeah.
If I would have had a better result in Lenzheide, it would have been more pressure, but I feel like people didn't expect me to do well.
Yeah.
And then to top it off with like 1-1-1 is pretty cool.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
What did you do, like coming into this week versus other weeks when you've had a lot of pressure and a lot of family and friends and sponsor commitments? Did you shut that all out or did you embrace it?
I think my team did a really good job. I didn't want to do any media this weekend, so we did it all 3 weeks ago, and I think it was pretty efficient for me.
Yeah.
And I feel like not doing well in Lenzheide helped a lot because I didn't have to do much here.
Right, people weren't looking,
Yeah, people weren't expecting me to do well, or like weren't looking that much.
And Cammie's won here 3 times.
Exactly,
so,
yeah. But it was really, sorry Camille, but it was really important for me to stop the
For
winning streak
sure.
because it's like so annoying. She still got second, which is super impressive. Bonjour, ça va? But I think I had a really decent like time gap as well, so that's sick.
You look good in the dry, but you also were attacking in the wet in the other runs. Like, are you happy either way? Do you have a preference for racing?
Well, I feel like I did really well. Like, I had a massive mental breakdown after Lenzheide. Like, at track walk, I started to cry and I didn't know what was. Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. And I called my psychologist at Red Bull APC because I didn't know what was going on, and I was just so sad.
Yeah.
And then we had a good talk, and I have all my friends here and Mathilde here, which is really helping. And yeah,
they were there for you in Leger as well.
They were here for me in Leger as well, and I was just so pissed for Lenzheide that like the way I rode practice in Leogang was way different than I used to ride practice anywhere else.
How do you mean? Like, were you attacking and?
Well, I was just riding more aggressive.
You were whipping and scrubbing everywhere.
Yeah, I was just having fun and riding more aggressive, I think.
Yeah. And that's what it took.
Apparently, yeah.
It's downhill, aggressive.
Yeah, I was a bit scared that I have no more energy after semifinals.
Yeah.
But somehow race nerves make it work.
I think when the guys win riding smooth and clean and neat and sharp, you know, like Loic and Kolbe, and that's the secret for them. But I think when girls riding aggressive, not in every situation, because Camille rides quite smooth, but I think that can be the ingredient.
Well, I guess it's just a new riding style which is coming. I feel like Phoebe being 5th, her first elite podium this year,
Gracie
is really amazing, and I feel like we have a different riding style compared to the other girls.
Oh, they gotta watch out.
Well, for sure. I mean, they have to.
You've been coming for a while, but
they're all like 10 years older than us, and I feel like the new generation is gonna bring something new and exciting to watch. Like every one of the new girls, they're super stylish and super fast, and it's not gonna be easy in the next 10 years.
Well, I'm glad it's not just you. There's a whole crew of them.
Exactly.
All right, Vali. Enjoy the party.
Thank you.
See you at cross country. Hungover?
Oh man, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm already drunk as fuck, so I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Hey, did you see that? Never mind. You saw the interview. I'll talk to you later about it.
Sounds like Vali has a big night ahead of her. Up next is the fastest moustache in downhill, Andreas Kolb, who managed to make it an all-Austrian affair in elite finals. This is his first World Cup win, and doing it at home must have made it that much sweeter. Back to Sven, who's joined by Andreas' mechanic, Ben Lovell, and Andreas himself.
Different perspective. You joined the team when the Athertons were at their height with G and Rachel taking wins. How good does it feel to be, basically you guys are back up there?
It's unreal. The team is the best. We have the sickest vibe in the pits. We enjoy every single moment on track, off track. It's unbelievable what Loic, Bruni, G, Rachel, Phil, getting Andy and Charlie together. It's the dream team. I love it.
And they're the perfect riders. You guys, they were sleeper riders when you picked them, and they've just improved with you guys and with the bikes.
Yeah, it's unreal the progress we've made in the last four seasons with the Atherton bike, and just getting Andy on the team to work with Charlie has pushed them both to another level. It's unreal, Sven.
And Rach back on the podium again.
Of course.
Making everyone's lives in the pits a living nightmare.
No, she's been
in
golden.
a good way. We expect that from her.
It's been fun we've had the whole Atherton family here. Awesome. We've had children, we've had grandparents, we've had everything.
Yeah. Well, you guys enjoy the victory tonight.
All it took was two boys from Nelson Spain.
Yeah, exactly. Boy. Yeah, you're bringing the Kiwis, two Nelsonites.
It's all it needed, boy. We get that W.
And you want to add to that? I was saying how you joined the team, kind of a sleeper. G and Rachel had won all the things, and now you're at the top of the world.
I mean, Rachel is still up there.
Yeah, today's your day, huh?
And I think that's why I'm up there, because I joined this team. I think I learned a lot, just so much from Rachel and G, just having fun. The boys look after me like nobody else, and yeah, it's just a big puzzle which is put together now.
Andy's a brother to me.
Yeah, we are.
And with the big puzzle, how do you, obviously racing at home, does it give you that extra edge? Were you risking more, or were you playing it smart? Like, how do you plan this weekend?
No, I didn't risk more. I think I actually risked less than last weekend where I crashed.
Yeah.
I didn't expect to get on the podium nearly. I was like,
from your run when you came down.
Before my run, I was like, I don't know. I'm a bit off pace. Maybe keep it safe.
To me in the lorry this morning for I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I really thought I'm not on it today, but on the way up to my run, I was like, I have this feeling now. I knew I can push today.
And when you crossed the line, did you know? Did you think your time would hold? You knew how you rode. What did you think?
Nah, I didn't think so, because I did a big mistake before the motorway, which is so costly on this track.
Finn told me last night. He said a 258 or a 259 is going to win this race. This is what he told me.
Who said that?
Finn Iles said a 258 or 259, and Finn said, I'm going to go for a 258. He was right. Both
I went through the track yesterday and timed it. Yeah. And it was a 259.
And you knew it, and that was so you had your best run, really.
Yeah, not the best run, but
you still had
close.
Good enough.
Yeah, good enough.
And at home, and with Vali, just what a story,
insane,
huh? What a story.
I imagine 10 years ago someone would have said 2 Austrians going to win a World Cup.
No.
Everybody would have been like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And now we're both on top.
So keep it there. You in with the white. Next up, rainbow jersey.
Let's see. I have my goal reached this season. Like, if there's anything more coming, I'm more than stoked. But that's it.
Love it.
I will just ride for fun.
Love it.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers.
I have a feeling that we may well see Kolbe on the top step of the podium a few more times this season. Back to Sven again, but this time he is with Vali Höll's mechanic, Matt Gallean.
She's here. She's coming.
So, Matt, we have certain pairings that kind of go on forever. Loic and Jack, and you and Vali is definitely one of them. What is can you tell when? I mean, this week you kind of knew. It looked like she was the favorite, and she was looking quick.
Yeah.
But is there anything else about this weekend that maybe you knew it would be easier for her, or what did you do this weekend?
Well, first of all, when you hit the bottom really hard and get smoked by Rachel, and you kind of realize that you need a change, and so we were like, okay, we go back to basic, what we know, and
So
trying to
find the change.
find the change. It was like, I don't know, like I was like, okay, setup wise we were good. We knew we had a good bike.
Yeah.
So we haven't changed anything since a month.
Yeah.
The bike is exactly the same. We just that was more like focus on mental and being like try to enjoy the process again, and then not try to be like, okay, there's so much more people helping all the teams on track, and we don't have that and all that stuff. But I was like, hey, at the end of the day, you're on the bike, you are handling your race, you do, it's you and your bike. So try to be happy and then push and trust yourself. And she was a different mood leading into this race, and it kind of worked out, clicked the box. The weather was good, she likes the track, so we had the whole thing laid out.
Even when the weather got like weird and sketchy and the trail changed, she was okay with that?
Yeah, I guess she trained in that condition, even though like it's not a walk-up track when she trains, but like she kind of know the conditions. But no, she was super confident, she was calm, and it worked out.
So the actual work on the bike, the mechanicking, the technical, although it's not easy work, it's almost the easy work for you, like because the head is
it's just like we need to find like the right setup for sure, but once they are happy with it, and then if you see like on data acquisition you find all the results that you are looking for, then you know that you've done your part, and then at the end of the day, that's them. It's all on them. So I'm trying to like
guide. Well, it sounds like you're a guide. You're guiding her.
I'm
with the
her,
mental and some decisions.
And then this morning, like Sam for the semi, I was like, okay, you should ride the intermediate tire, like the Argotal.
Yeah.
Because I was like trying to put her on the right spot to be confident.
Yeah.
And so maybe it wasn't the right choice, but for me it was safer to ride like that. And then having these tires, like it helped her. And then at the end she was super happy with it. She thanks me for.
She stayed.
Yeah.
on?
No, we swapped between semi and final. I was like, you know what? Like you have like so much off camber at the top, all the grass turn and stuff like that. Just make sure you go through that section, and then the Argotal will be fine for the rest. So even though it's dry, it would work. So maybe she lost a little bit of time on the motorway, but that was safer for the rest. So it worked.
Good to hear.
Yeah, thank you.
Winning decisions.
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear how the pros approach bike setup. Rachel Atherton's been on a rampage since her return to racing this year, with a win at round 1 at Lenzerheide and a 3rd place here in Leogang. Not bad at all. Sven gets the lowdown from Atherton.
Great. Top 3 again. You almost seem happier than last weekend. It's kind of weird. What's going on?
I'm absolutely stoked. I would have been happy with top 5. I'm so stoked to get 3rd. Although if Nina hadn't messed up, I would have been 4th. But it's been such a hard week. Like last week, it felt so like not easy, but just I was having fun, and I did not like this track. It's so gnarly, and I just feel like after that Valley came down, I feel more emotional and like stoked than last week. It was sick watching her. That run was perfect, and you know, like that's how a run should be. Like I feel like my run last week was just safe, and I don't know how I won, and that's like the win. That's how you should win, you know, like fucking on it, like perfect backsides whips. Sick.
Talking about perfect backsides, for someone that owns one of the best bike parks in the world, you didn't get backside on a pretty major jump.
Yeah, the 2 big ramps, I just did them in my semi-finals. I didn't do them all week, and then I was too worried about all the technical bits, and I thought, what's the point? And it's been so windy, and I hit him in my semis, and then in my final, then he died on the first one. I was like, I'm not doing that next one, because it's. So I was like trying to straighten my helmet, get my goggles back on in the right way. Yeah.
Anyway, enjoy it then.
I need some lessons, Valley, on how to jump.
Affy, more wooden kickers at Duffy. All right.
Thank you.
I think we could all do with some jumping lessons for Vali Höll, to be fair. Here Sven sits down with Finn Iles, who would have made a lot of money if he'd been a betting man on the winning time.
So Finn, you called it. You called literally the winning time down to the second.
One of those things, I kind of did it last week in Lenzerheide. I was talking about it in the morning, and it's just like one of those things where you know that's the speed you have to be, and it's just frustrating when you don't get there. I was close yesterday, I think.
On track for that, though?
Yeah, I was on pace for it. I don't know if I could have beat Andy, but at least second would have been really nice. And with that mistake, obviously going back to 4th is a little frustrating because you know you have more than that, and like to get a little bit more points would have been cool. But I think I got the most points of the weekend with the 100 in semis and the 20 or so I got in qualifying. So I'm happy with that.
So you left this weekend as like if this was this was the first round, you would be walking away as the leader.
I think so. I'd have to look. I was first or second,
Okay.
and because now I'm second overall, unless my math's poor, but I'm second overall. Loic's first, and it's good. Consistency's there. Just a little frustrating. Like I think I said this yesterday, but it's like you set the expectation of what you think you can do, and then you just miss it, and then that's the time that you know you could have got. But
is it better or worse that you missed it with a mistake? Because that means you lost without your best round, but it also means you could have maybe won if you didn't make the mistake.
I'd say it's worse because you know you had it in your hands.
Right.
But like I said, I don't know if I could have beaten Andy, and like it's a really good day for Austria to see two Austrians win, and like I'm sure that's only going to help the cycling community here.
You know
which is
exactly how it feels, right?
It's amazing. And yesterday was like he's such a good dude. Like he deserves it, and he's worked hard for it. So it's like one of those things where I can't be too mad about it. But then again, you always want to win, and I wish. But yeah, it's with a mistake to still be in the top 5 feels good because it's so tight these days. Even if you ride a little bit off, you're not in the top 5, but to ride well and have the mistake and still finish the top 5 is really good.
Right. So yeah, what you said is exactly right. You have to. Yeah, if you're a bit off, you just end up being a bit slow. But if you're going for it, you're probably going to pick up a mistake here or there anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And you touch on something. There's no like crazy rivalries like the Nico versus Palmer back in the day, and everyone's kind of good mates and everyone. But what you said, I don't think anybody could be happier for Andy Kolb. He seems to be universally liked by all. Just a solid dude.
Yeah, super good guy. Chill vibes, always stoked. Cheers, he's like, it's kind of like the camaraderie that we have in the pits. It's like, yeah, we want to beat each other, and it's like there's no lack of competitiveness, but I think everybody understands that what we're doing is pretty full on, and it's like, you hope the best for everybody else because it's a sport where crashes happen and people get injured, and like everyone experiences that, and like I think that's part of why there's no animosity is because everybody understands what's at risk, but then also,
And you're racing solo on the clock.
Exactly. It's against the clock. It's not against everybody else, which is cool. And then obviously, he's just a good dude and just, it's sick for the sport.
Yeah. I'd say the Austrians are a bit more reserved when they get the double win than the Canadians.
A little bit.
When you had your win,
they were pretty crazy yesterday. I'll tell you that.
No, they were. And in terms of making mistakes, race run mistakes, it seems, especially on this course and others, that the mistake gets made not in the difficult, dangerous, risky section that you've drilled and practiced. And is it a lapse of concentration that it ends up happening on a? We've seen Loic lose a front wheel here on those corners. We've seen Vali. We've seen both you and Jackson kind of on the simpler corner.
For me, I just pushed too hard. I came in and I was like, yesterday I rode it so fast and I was like, yeah, it's going to be dry. And I came in and it was just a little bit wet and I kind of just lost I thought I was going down. Like I was pretty sure that it was over. And somehow we kept it up. And
it's a pretty shitty blown turn to have in the end of a downhill track.
So frustrating.
It's like a step down, awkward inside tight turn with a rolled out shoulder.
It is the track, so what can you do? You got to ride that section well.
When the track's in front of like thousands of people in the finish area, I think it should look that section of track for the naked eye should just be as sick as it could possibly be.
I was going to say maybe a little bit more exciting than what it is, but
yeah,
sucks to make a mistake there.
All right, Val di Sole, what do you reckon? Do you think they've listened to all the sort of complaints and feedback? Like, because they're not going to give us a new track, but what are they going to do?
Oh, they're not?
I mean, are they? Or
I
are they?
don't know.
I don't know.
I thought they were. I thought that was the ruling last year.
Okay, well, hopefully. Once Pipo, you remember Pipo with the dog? Once he got taken off the track design, it kind of got a bit...
Gone to hell.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't ride last year. Jordan absolutely loved it last year.
Yeah, because he's young, fresh arms. He doesn't care. He wants the track to be as rough as it can be.
He loved it last year.
Look at him nodding over there. He's like, yep, same track, please.
Everybody else was pissed off and hated it. So we'll see.
We will see. Crankworks for you?
Yeah, I'm going to go to Crankworks.
Like, can you elevate yourself to the same Like, do you want to win events, or do you just have a good fun week?
I would like to win the stuff that I go in, but it's not the same as the World Cup.
So yeah, you're not gonna kill yourself trying to get a.
And that track's pretty straightforward.
Any other events? You
whip off, probably.
And you don't do like slalom and.
I don't have the bike for it.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, it's good.
So you won your first whip off on 26-inch.
I don't know. It was 2014. It was 26-inch, wasn't it?
Yeah, because that was the year they did the switch when Bryceland was the last
exactly.
Guy. Harder on the 29er, full 29er?
I have a 29-27, but yeah, it is harder. I was also small, and being small makes whipping really easy.
What? Surely you extra body length, you can do more crazy stuff?
Being small is easy. It's way easier. You can move through the bike. Like when I was a kid, whipping was so easy. All the best guys in whipping are not big fellas. Like me when I was a kid, Bernardo Cruz.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Our dog.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you got something.
Aren't big people, you know?
Yeah, you would think it's the opposite, getting more like space to move the bike, being bigger.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know, but I'm trying to think of who else.
Back then,
Andre Lucani.
Yeah, those are some big names. Back then, when you won the whip-off, you were the first of the Canadian kids after Stevie Smith that wanted to be a racer, which set a whole new change in Canadian downhill. Was World Cups always on your sight from that early days?
For sure. I've always been like a racer. Like it's kind of just part of what I've done has always been racing. It was ski racing, bike racing. I mean, hockey and stuff's not racing, but it's always been competitive. And then with biking, I grew up in a household that doesn't love judge sports. Mm-hmm. Like my dad is a very anti-judge, not anti, but like he doesn't like judge sports because he finds that there's definitely bias.
Yeah.
And he thinks you can't lie with the clock. So then it was like we would watch racing. I watched Clay Porter movies when I was a kid, and like.
Did you watch the one I was in?
Which one were you in? My favorite one is The Tipping Point.
Synopsis or Hypnosis? I was in one of those.
I think that's before me.
Yeah.
I started watching like 2007.
When they came DVDs, mine might have been
DVDs. Yeah. I think one of the only movies I have downloaded on my laptop is The Tipping Point.
Nice.
And 3 Minute Gas was also super sick.
Yeah.
And then from there, it was just like I started racing at home in BC, and the series was really fun, and a bunch of my friends raced, and then it was just from there, sights are on World Cups, and it's like you want to be the best. And I was very competitive, so still am.
You don't want to know a Clay Porter story? He was such like a nerd, and he was just the biggest race film. He filmed every single normal race. Eventually, that year, he got to Europe to his first ever race. I forget if it was Capron or somewhere in Austria. Basically, he got so drunk and hungover that he missed the complete first full day of practice because he couldn't even film. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You're blowing it. But that's
so funny. I can't even see that.
He's totally not that guy.
No, it's so sick.
All right, that's a good one. Thanks, man.
Yeah, of course.
It's amazing to hear how much riding films really do inspire people to ride and progress. Camille Balanche couldn't make it 3 Leogangs in 3 years. However, she still laid down an impressive run and managed to end the day in second.
Thank you.
Cammy.
Thank you.
Great ride. At some point, you had to not win in Leogang. Maybe never, but...
No, definitely. And the track didn't suit me as well I used to. Like, it's way shorter and not really technical anymore. And Vali is just too strong when it gets like that fast. And also on the jump, she just killed it. So she had a super run. I couldn't match it. And I'm just happy to walk away with 3 consistent runs and keep going for the season.
So the wet, greasy, tricky, tough, impossible woods, that's your thing?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I could just go down and stay on my bike, and it was enough because I felt comfortable, and now I had to push like crazy, and it was just too fast. Like, the track is too short to make the difference. Like, it needs to be a minute longer for me.
But second place is definitely not bad.
No, really good. I mean, second is still always in the top 3 in 2 years, so I'm super stoked. I'm going to keep going, and eventually I'm going to get that win.
On to the next one from Camille, who will be looking to nab her first win of the year in Val d'Isole in a couple of weeks. Well, the future of Austrian downhill is looking bright, and Leogang put on an incredible show for round 2 of 2023 UCI Mountain Bike Series Downhill World Cup, which is still one hell of a mouthful. Thank you as always to our man on the ground, Sven Martin. Check out his photographer page on misspentsummers.com if you like what he does. And there is more racing action on the way this weekend, as the 4th round of the Enduro World Cup takes place in stunning Val di Fassa, Italy. We're nearly halfway through the EDR races now, so who do you think will be on top heading into the second half of the season? Anyways, it's thank you time. Firstly, a big thank you to anyone that has made it this far through our audio zine. We appreciate you listening. Thank you, Sven Martin, Boris Bear and Seb Scheich, for being out behind the tape capturing all the action for our website, newsletters, and our 2023 Hurly Burly and the World Stage yearbooks. Be sure to check out the scrap section of our website, which is where we upload our zines, notes, and all manner of other MTB-related stuff. And lastly, don't forget that if you like what we do at Misspent Summers, you can help support us by spreading the word, buying anything from our store, or simply hitting the donate button at the footer of our website. I hope you have enjoyed this 3rd edition of Views. Let us know what you think about it. Hopefully it'll provide you a few minutes of mountain bike entertainment and insight. And we'll catch you soon for episode 4.